also submitted witness statements from 2 alleged ARSA members who are incarcerated in Buthiddong prison. As Ms. Ho noted yesterday, they are thus completely under Myanmar's control in a prison facility that is notorious for torture and other forms of abuse, as documented in the IIMM's report on evidence related to detention of Rohingya in Buthiddong prison and other locations, which was annexed to the reply. As Ms. Ho pointed out, Myanmar's influence on their testimony is readily apparent on the face of their statements. Members of the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army, it would be odd to say the least that they would refer to themselves as Bengali, a term that Myanmar seeks to force the Rohingya to adopt. Most that the Rohingya burned their own villages down. That claim is contradicted by extensive evidence and analysis by the UN fact-finding mission, UNICEF, and the IIMM, all of which conclude that Myanmar purposefully burned the Rohingya villages. The falsity of that claim is also clear, given that Myanmar's efforts to fabricate evidence of such burnings by instrumentalizing the local Hindu community was
incidents as the military wanted and got rid of the evidence of the acts of terrorism that the military committed. Un des propres témoins du
A witness for Myanmar, in fact, confirms this practice. Captain Hain, in its statement under Annex 157 of the Carter Memorial, said that there had been buried. This practice, however, appears nowhere in the rules of engagement of Myanmar, are not consistent with the Muslim funerary rites, and goes against the rules under the Geneva Convention. Other testimonies from soldiers also show that they were instructed to remove pictures from their phone and that deception was organized.
every few days and delete whatever photos or videos we had there, ayant lui-même transmis cet ordre à ses propres subordonnés.
And he said that he had given these instructions to his own subordinates. But Myanmar doesn't stop at that. Over and beyond the destruction of evidence, Myanmar also fabricated evidence. Thus, Captain Naimyo Tet and former police captain Mo Yan Ning stated that the security personnel had staged facts by laying machetes next to Rohingya bodies and taking photos to give the impression that they were ARSA insurgents. According to witness P5513 of the IIMM, whose statement you'll find under type 8, one of the bodies which he had initially photographed when it was prone was then moved by soldiers, and 25 minutes later, under instructions of the deputy commander, the same body was photographed, but this time round with an IED positioned next to it, and this was clearly an illustration of a deception and staging. Moreover, the same witness states
Tacit approval by their commanders, because when they reported the burning down of villages, commanders did not ask why or question their actions. Il mentionne également que les rapports.
They also indicated that the reports of ARSA, according to which ARSA had burnt villages of Sinopin, were neither factual nor correct, and that it was the 562 Light Infantry Battalion that allegedly did so.
Ces témoignages sont aussi corroborés par des images satellites.
Finally, these testimonies are confirmed by satellite imagery. According to the fact-finding mission, hundreds of villages were destroyed and bulldozed, as shown by satellite imagery of August 2017 up to March 2018. The mechanism found that geospatial analysis conducted by UNISAT documents the extensive and sustained destruction of Rohingya villages in northern Rakhine State during and following the 2017 clearance operations. I will be returning to this shortly. Mr. President, members of the court, it is not only during the clearance operations themselves that Myanmar deployed efforts to erase the traces of its crimes, but also after those operations, with a view to completing on-site the eradication of the Rohingya people. This will be my second point. As the UN mission found, civilian authorities supervised, after the carrying out of genocidal violence, the bulldozing of burnt Rohingya villages, which were then replaced by the building of police facilities, border police facilities, and other security infrastructures. This was pointed out by Mr. Lowenstein yesterday. This was the case in Maodong Township, in Maungnu, Kangkya, and Indin, and in the Butidang Township in Hang Taipin. What's more, the land farmed by killed Rohingyas or Rohingya who had fled were reassigned to non-Rohingya, for whom housing was built, as well as roads and military facilities. The UN mission underlined that beyond the fact that they are clearly